Yes, sir! Ladies and gentlemen, yes, sir! Barcelona are Copa del Rey champions after defeating Real Madrid 3-2. 3-2, man. Oh, man, what a game. What a game. That was definitely a very exciting, yet at one point I was shitting myself kind of game. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. It started at the point where Barcelona looked like they were going to completely dominate, destroy Real Madrid again. And then going into the second half, Real Madrid woke up. They were dominating at some points too. They were the better team. They were cooking us. We were shitting ourselves after they got the second goal. They were winning with only like 15 minutes left to go in the match. And then Ferran El Tiburon with a great goal from a great pass from Lamine. And then in the end, an extra time, Jules Koundé out of nowhere, the player we'd have least expected to do something, especially score a goal, does that and gets us the win. And gets us the win, a deserving win for this FC Barcelona side, who not only fought to the end, but it's something we've been seeing all season from this team on their Hansi Flick. How determined, how exciting football they play. Everything about this Barcelona side is just so much credit in the bank this season to be deserving champions for this Copa del Rey final, this Copa del Rey Clásico final, which I gotta say, for any neutrals, you're welcome. Yet again, Barcelona have entertained you with another exciting for sure, and nerve-wracking game for us Barcelona fans. But wow, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I can't believe it for sure. Barcelona have been the best team in the world this season, especially in Spain. So it was definitely something to be expected for sure for us to be champions. But something maybe some people didn't expect, because everyone was going into this game with Barcelona being the favorites. Me too. Like I knew that Barcelona were going to win this game. I had full confidence that we were, but I also knew that it wasn't going to be a game where Barcelona were going to completely destroy Real Madrid again. In my preview, I said that Real Madrid were going to definitely step up. It was going to be a close game because the whole narrative going around Real Madrid right now, they're about to go trophyless. Ancelotti's leaving. Real Madrid don't want to get embarrassed by Barcelona again. The bragging rights, factor. We knew that Real Madrid were going to step up for this game. And they did. Let's be honest, they did. First half was definitely Barcelona. Second half, I'd say 60-40, 60-40, 60 Real Madrid, Barcelona 40, because as much as Real Madrid woke up and we're doing better in that second half, Barcelona still have multiple chances to win that game as well. But in the end, it just came down to the last moments, those last factors, and it took extra time for the game winner to come up. But yeah, it was definitely a very exciting, nerve-wracking game, and thankfully at the end of the day, we got the win. But yeah, let's quickly talk over this game from minute 1 to minute 90 or minute 120. Because that's the one thing I did not want. I didn't want us to go into extra time because, we have to play a Champions League match on Wednesday. So I wanted the players to be as rested as possible. And we saw at the end of the game how dead a lot of those players were. They were exhausted. And, what can you do? This Real Madrid side decided to pop up, decided to show up, and that's what we had to force to be done. Sorry if my voice is a little rusty. I was screaming like crazy for the game yesterday, so it's still there. But yeah, let's go over the lineups really quickly. For Barcelona, Szczesny in goal, Jules Koundé, Pau Cubarsí, Inigo Martinez, Gerard Martin, Pedri González, Frankie de Jong, Dani Olmo, Rafinha, Ferran Torres, and Lamine Yamal. For my preview, this is exactly the lineup I predicted. Everyone knew that this was Barcelona's strongest side with the players we currently have available. Obviously, Lewandowski and Barley are the two main players that are missing, but with the players we have available right now, this is our strongest side. For Real Madrid, some change from what I predicted. Definitely some changes than what I thought. Thibaut Courtois in goal, Lucas Vázquez, Raúl Asensio, Antonio Rudiger, Ferland Mendy, Federico Valverde, Oriol Tchouameni, Rodrigo Goes, Jude Bellingham, Dani Ceballos, and Vinicius Jr. So from what I predicted Camavinga at first to start this game, but then the day after my preview video, Camavinga came out with an injury, so he was out. So it was expected Fran Garcia was going to play because I never heard any news that Ferland Mendy was like fully recovered to play this match. And then I don't know where we get the news that Ferland Mendy is going to start the game, and I'm like, what? And then 8 minutes into the game, we saw what happened. Lucas Vázquez was another one, which was weird because, again, the last two Clásicos before this match was what? Lucas Vázquez's fault. Like, it was just all his fault that Real Madrid were getting absolutely cooked. He had two terrible performances against Barcelona. So I was honestly shocked that he was actually starting this game. I was happy and shocked because I didn't think that he would have done this mistake again. But to be honest, to be fair to Lucas Vasquez, I wouldn't really blame the goals on him. It was mostly a collective thing rather than just his own fault, because I think that left side was definitely a little bit less of a threat for on Barcelona's end, just because of Gerard Martin and Rafinha, who okay, we'll talk about him a little bit. And then, but the rest of the players I expected, like all these players right here, I expected to start. But yeah, definitely Lucas Vasquez and Ferland Mendy were the main ones that were definitely a little bit confusing. But then, that's what Ancelotti thought the best side to was to go for this match. One of the things I definitely expected Ancelotti to correct was not to go toe to toe with Barcelona in this game, because the last two games he tried to go toe to toe. He tried to attack Barcelona, try to be in the front foot. But the way that Barcelona have been playing this season, how quickly they play football, how quickly they can cause danger on a counterattack, it's not the easiest thing to do against the Barcelona side. So I expected him to be a little bit more reserved, and that's exactly what we saw in the first half. I don't know if that was the game plan. I don't know if that was the game plan for him and the team to just go full on defensive, try to damage limitation, not try to go down and get destroyed, because the first half of the Super Copa final, 4-0. 4-0. No, 4-1, sorry. 4-1. And then the second half of the first Clásico at the Santiago Bernabéu, 4-0. So we can see in either half, Barcelona destroyed Real Madrid. So I guess it was either he wanted to go into this first half very defensively and just try to hit Barcelona counter, because what I said in my preview is that I'm expecting them to play the exact same way they play against Manchester City. They know Manchester City want to hold on to the ball. They know Manchester City care about possession a lot more than they do, and their only objective is not allow any space, not allow any chances for them to create, and then hit them on the counterattack. That's exactly how I expected them to play against Barcelona, because Barcelona, as much as this season we've been less caring about possession like in prior season, like we were under Xavi, it's the fact that Barcelona are more, want to hit you quickly. But the way that Real Madrid were playing, it was hard for us. But I don't know if that was the game plan or we just forced them to play like that because, we were just better, because every 50-50 we won. Anytime they try to hit us on the counterattack, anytime they recover the ball, we just won it immediately. Like, that first half from Barcelona was spectacular. It was amazing. Like, we were all over them. They recovered some balls. They tried to attack us a little bit, but didn't really create. Didn't do much. Like, Vinny Jr., terrible game. Rodrigo, I was looking at the match back, and even looking at the game back, I was like, wait, was he playing? Because I don't remember him doing absolutely anything in that first half. But yeah, Real Madrid just couldn't do much. They couldn't, progress the ball to our half. Like, anytime they did, we just defended very well, and we immediately recovered the ball and, try to get a goal. But looking into in the first half, it was definitely a domination of possession. But I think we did lack a lot more, creativity. We did lack, a lot of final third, actions, because the clear chances I can really remember was we hit post from a corner kick from Dani Olmo. Obviously, the goal from Pedri, we'll talk about it a little bit. Jules Koundé header that Thibaut Courtois saved. Ferran Torres got into a good situation where he could have maybe got a tap in, but he couldn't. Besides that, not many really, clear chances in that first half for Barcelona to be up. I think second half we had the clearest chances compared to the first half. First half was just, control of the game, control of the ball. You're just not allowing Madrid to do anything, right? And then around the 24th minute, Barcelona get the first goal from Pedri. What a goal from Pedri. But there's three players to talk about that goal. Paco Barci, Lamine Yamal, and Pedri. Paco Barci, that interception that he made from that pass from Jude Bellingham to Vinicius Jr. Because Jude Bellingham literally just, if that ball went through, he just set up Vinny for a perfect goal. If he would have scored it, because I don't know, Vinny was having such an off game that who knows if he would have scored it, but he definitely would have set him up for a very dangerous chance. Paco Barci intercepts it perfectly, gives the ball to Pedri. Pedri over the top to Lamine Yamal, pinpoint. Lamine Yamal gets the ball. 1-on-1 with Fran Garcia. Fran Garcia comes in for Lamendi after he goes off injured in 8 minutes. There you go. But Fran Garcia 1-on-1. And then other players start coming in to try and help him. Lamine, calma, tranquilo. He's not rushing it. He's not rushing it like Rafinha was most of the game. He's just calm, tranquilo, waiting for the open player, for the open space for someone to take advantage of. Sees Pedri making the run into the edge of the box. sets him up beautifully, and Pedri just positions himself and perfectly strikes the ball, curls it top left, golazo. Barcelona 1-0 up in the first half. Wow. That was such a spectacular goal because of all the players involved and how easily they just made it look. Because to hit it that perfectly is not easy. To make that interception is not easy. To make the pass that Pedri made to Lamine is not easy. Lamine to be cool-headed and calm in that moment in a final where the pressure's on, where you have so many players around you wearing the white shirt, it's not easy. These are the world class. This is when world class attributes of these players come out. And that's exactly what we saw for that first goal. But spectacular goal from Barcelona. Spectacular goal from Pedri. Another player that you would have at least expected. Like, we saw 2 goals from 2 players that we would have at least expected to hit something like that. You know, they had that in a lot. We've seen Pedri score goals, like, from outside the box. You know, some good goals, but not much this season. But, yeah, what a great goal from Pedri. And then, you know, first half ended. We were the better team. We were definitely going in with the confidence that we would have won this game. Like, we were going to win this game. You know, just do the exact same thing we were doing the first half and the second half. But unfortunately, that just wasn't the case. That was not the case at all. Real Madrid came out pushing. They came out hard. Kylian Mbappe comes in immediately in the second half, going out for Rodrigo, who, let's be honest, had a complete stinker. And again, Real Madrid were definitely better than us. I'm saying 60-40 because it's not like they completely dominated us. They were just a lot more on the front foot, and they were creating a lot more dangerous chances and opportunities to score goals on us compared to the first half. Because the first half, they did nothing. Second half, they woke up and they did more. For Real Madrid, as much as I want to hate, as much as I'm going to, want to talk shit about them, I'm going to give credit to where it's due, right? The two players that were really outstanding for Real Madrid in the game were in general were Federico Valverde and Jude Bellingham. Like, they're monsters, guys. Like, they're freaks of nature. These guys, like, the amount of times I've just seen them running up and down the pitch is crazy, bro. I'm like, how do these guys have so much energy? Especially Federico Valverde, because the amount of games he's played. Like, Jude Bellingham has come off with injuries sometimes during the season and missed some games. But Federico Valverde, bro, he's played so many games. I'm like, how does this freak of nature just keep on doing this? But Jude Bellingham also, I would say, was man of the match for Real Madrid's end, for sure. He was the best player for Madrid. Defensively, he was very good. Attacking, created a lot of dangerous chances, especially in that second half for Madrid. And yeah, a freak of nature. Like, I can definitely respect and give credit where it's due. The one thing I don't respect is, the little guard of honor that Barcelona did at the end of the game where he just didn't dab anyone up. I'm like, all right, cool. Can't take it. But besides that, the footballing aspect, he was very good that game. I would say he was definitely Madrid's best player and definitely a difference maker for them because Madrid lost the ball so many times so easily, and he would recover the ball, just be on it immediately, again, just running up and down the pitch. So credit to him. But Mbappe coming to the game definitely changed the game for Madrid. They were definitely more on the front foot, a lot more dangerous opportunities, and that's where they got the first goal, from a dangerous opportunity where, let's be honest, Pedri in that second half, 50-50 with him. Like, he wasn't the best. Like, he was losing a lot of balls where he shouldn't have been losing it, and that's what happened for the first goal. Pedri loses the ball, Jude Bellingham recovers the ball, and sets up, run. We easily let him run through us. I don't know what kind of defending that was. We just easily let him run through the middle. Makes a great pass for Kylian Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe had clear space to go and take advantage of and try to score a goal, but thankfully Frankie de Jong, smart foul, brings him down, and then free kick for Real Madrid. People were saying red card. I wouldn't really say it was a red card just because I think Kylian Mbappe just fell too easily. Like, I think he just felt the contact, thought that he was the last player because Pau Cubarsí was still, was still pretty much close to him. Like, he wasn't like far off from him. Like, Mbappe definitely, if he didn't get pulled down, could have taken more advantage of that space, but Cubarsí was still there. Like, he wasn't the last man yet. So Frankie de Jong, I think, pulled him, but I think Mbappe exaggerated too. Like, I think he just fell too easily, and then boom, free kick. And then boom, they get a first goal. I didn't expect that. Like, in the stream, I was like, he's not scoring shit. He's not doing it, and then he did. I'm like, damn. The first thing I'm pretty sure everyone's thought of, if you're on Twitter, you're usually on Twitter, is that Twitter account that said, has Kylian Mbappe scored a free kick yet? And yeah, he did right there. So that Twitter account is, I'm guessing it's gonna get deleted or something. But yeah, Kylian Mbappe scores a great free kick. Maybe blame Szczesny for not covering that side better because I think he was way too in the middle where he left so much space in either side or he couldn't reach that. But in general, it was just a great free kick from Kylian Mbappe and 1-1. 1-1. Other players that, definitely surprised me that were, that came out of the match was Arda Güler and Luka Modric. Mostly Arda Güler. I didn't expect him to actually come on because Ancelotti barely trusts him throughout the season and then, just wants to trust him for this game and a cup final against Barcelona. It was just surprising, but he definitely changed the game a little bit for Madrid too, put some good crosses in, some good chances, and that's where they got the second goal from a corner kick where he pinpoints perfect into the box, into the middle of the box, and Chouameni just completely left alone. I would blame Jules Koundé for that because I think he just left him alone. He let him run by himself because everyone had their own player, and Jules Koundé was supposed to be on him, but he left him alone. An easy header for Chouameni. 2-1 Real Madrid. At that point, I was like, wow. Because, again, as much as we had opportunities to score, they had a lot more. They were looking very dangerous. Like, they were a completely different team from what they were playing in the first half. So I was very nervous at that point. I was like, it's over. It's done. Like, at this point, Madrid are going to probably just defend like crazy. At the same time, still trying to attack you. But going into Barcelona side, the opportunities we had. The one I remember, Dani Olmo. We had a great counterattack. 2-on-3. 3-on-2. Dani Olmo, Rafinha, Lamine Yamal. Fran Garcia, and I think it was Raúl Asensio defending. If I'm not mistaken. I think it was Raúl Asensio. But Fran Garcia and Raúl Asensio. Dani Olmo had either to give it to Lamine, who was having a good game, who was confident, who, when you look at the defenders of Raúl Asensio and Fran Garcia, Raúl Asensio was in a better position to catch up to Rafinha than Fran Garcia was to catch up to Lamine. I think Fran Garcia completely forgot about Lamine, that he didn't even, if he made that pass, Lamine would have so much time and so much space to score a goal, to do something better than what Rafinha did. And then Dani Olmo, for some reason, decides to give it to Rafinha, the player who is not confident, who's been bottling every shot, every final pass he's been screwing up. He gives it to him, and then just kicks it out. That one pissed me off because I was like, 3-on-2. We're supposed to be scoring this. All of us, every single Barcelona fan, I can bet you were screaming, give it to Lamine. Why are you giving it to Rafinha? It makes absolutely no sense. And Dani Olmo made a mistake there. He made a massive mistake there because we could have, been 2-0 up and then boom, we would have, made it harder for Madrid. But Rafinha, that's another conversation we have to talk about. Like, what is going on with him? I don't understand. At the Celta Vigo game, I made a video saying, this is the game that Rafinha needed to come back to life. To that Rafinha that we've been seeing all season long. But no, he's still putting up bad performances. He came on from Mallorca, didn't do anything besides help us defend. Didn't do anything attacking, wasn't causing any threats. And then this game, bro, I can't think of anything good that he did in this game. I can't think of anything because in the first half we were giving Gerard Martin so much of the ball, which Gerard Martin was just, I forgot to even talk about him. Gerard Martin was so frustrating because we know if Balde was playing this game, we would have won that game easily, especially in the first half. We would have scored more because Gerard Martin has so much space to go and attack Lucas Vazquez's side, so much space, but he just doesn't have the confidence nor ability to do it. So that left side was useless as much as Rafinha, who was not getting involved, who was not doing anything. Every time we got the ball, just pass it back. He has no... Bro, you're going up against Lucas Vazquez, and you don't have the confidence to take on Lucas Vazquez. But Rafinha's whole game in that final was just cross. That's all he was doing. And the only one good pass I can think of was one pass he made to Dani Olmo, who was by himself in the box. But Dani Olmo just took too long. He just hesitated, I guess, and Federico Valverde comes from behind him and clears the ball. Because he was left with so much space. Valverde just saved Real Madrid there. That's the only good pass I can think of that Rafinha made in that match where it was a dangerous chance. Because besides that, every single cross, every single final third pass was terrible. I don't know what's going on with Rafinha, but he had a bad match. Like, all the Brazilians in that game had a bad match. Vini, Rodrigo, Endrick, and Rafinha. All the Brazilians did not step up today. The only person trying to mimic a Brazilian is Lamine Yamal, and he's the only one that actually had a good game. So take some notes from him, guys, because what the hell. But yeah, Rafinha was very disappointing in that match. Very disappointing. But I'm trying to think of any other clear chance that we had in the first half. In the second half. So that Dani Olmo chance, it was another Dani Olmo play, another play where Dani Olmo backheels it for Ferran. Ferran gives it to, I think it was to Ferran. Ferran gives it to Rafinha, and again Rafinha just hits it out. But again, it was just a game where we in that second half where Madrid were definitely better going forward. They were creating a lot of dangerous chances. They were definitely pressuring us a lot more. Like we were struggling to get out of our own half a lot compared to the first half. But we definitely had our chances. We could have killed the game off as well. And we were just, messing up every single chance, messing up so many opportunities. But thankfully, around the 84th minute, Lamine Yamal with a beautiful pass, a beautiful over the top for Ferran Torres. Ferran Torres beats Rudiger to the ball, goes around the goalkeeper because I have no idea what Thibaut Courtois was doing there. I don't know if he just thought because Rudiger is just like injured. We all saw the videos of him getting strapped up. Like he needs that extra support for his legs because my guy, he's been playing with an injury for God knows how long. And I guess Thibaut Courtois didn't trust him to get to it. He thought he could have gotten to it first. Thankfully, Ferran got it before any of the two. Goes around the goalkeeper and just kicks it in for the second goal. 2-2. FC Barcelona, Madrid 2-2 for the final. I'm like, wow. Thank God, bro. In the 85th minute. So like again, at that point after they got the second goal, I was just expecting Madrid to defend, but they were still trying to go and attack us and do more. But yeah, thankfully we got that second goal, and then towards the end of the match, penalty para Barcelona. Rafinha gets fouled from Raúl Asensio inside the box. I'm like, no fucking way. This is the script right now. This is how it's going. Damn, that referee's about to get killed by Real Madrid TV tomorrow. But that's all I can say. That's all I know. Like, he's about to get killed. But at first glance, it looked like a penalty. But then you look at the VAR, it was not a penalty. Like Rafinha dove. He dove so good that it looked like a penalty. But it was not a penalty. So Real Madrid, got away with one there. But at the same time, like, it was world-class acting from Rafinha. Talking about the referee in specific, we all know the things that were coming out the day before the game of Real Madrid complaining about the refs, saying all this shit about them wanting new refs, blah blah blah. You guys already know all that things. He going into this match, like, he definitely looked like he was hesitant to make mistakes, hesitant especially for Madrid to give them anything, make any wrong decisions in their end, because again, all the pressure was on him, all the things that he came out saying about Real Madrid TV and all this, a lot of pressure was going into this match for him as well. So he looked like scared a little bit, but at the same time, a lot of the decisions were in Madrid's favor rather than in Barca's favor, because we had opportunities where we had chances where it was controversial. Like, why didn't we get this in our favor? This, right? Some tackles, some bad tackles from Madrid's end. Some potential penalties. Like the one, I think the clearest one is the Ferran Torres when Rudiger literally kicks him from in behind his ankle and then he falls to the ground. That's a clear penalty. I don't understand how he didn't give that one. I don't see it. The Dani Olmo one I think it was the first half, or I forgot which where, but when that happened, Dani Olmo wins the ball over Tchouaméni, and Tchouaméni kicks him, and no foul, at least a free kick from the edge of the box, nothing. I don't understand it, but a lot of, and he was very hesitant to give cards. Like, he was so hesitant to give cards in clear tackles where they should have gotten fouls. Like Lucas Vazquez fouled Rafinha badly twice in the first half. Tchouaméni tackled Dani Olmo so bad. He got a yellow card, but oof, man, that was terrible. But so many fouls that he was just hesitant to give out cards. Like, I don't understand it. I don't really he was probably just scared. But yeah, definitely one thing Madrid fans can never blame is the referee for this game, because he was more in favor of Madrid than he was for Barca. But thinking about those moments, I really don't care. But the substitutes that we had Fermín López come in for Dani Olmo, which I think I was a little bit disappointing in, because I think Dani Olmo was having a good match. Like, he was winning a lot of fouls for us. Like, he was, provoking a lot of fouls for us to win. And I thought he had a pretty decent match. He was attacking well, getting to the right spaces. But Fermín comes in, who starts off a little slow, but then when he starts getting into the game, he actually did very well as well. So kudos to Fermín. Araujo comes in. Araujo, bro, him as a super sub coming in is just amazing, because he's just a beast. He has fresh legs. He's going up against these tired legs, and we already know how much of a good defender he is, a great defender he is. He's going to come in and make an immediate impact and just be completely solid for us, and that's exactly what he was when he came on. Like, he was so solid, Like, he was perfect. Like, Araujo is a beauty for sure. Who else came in? Pau Victor came in for Ferran Torres, towards the end of the extra time. Ferran Torres looked so gassed. For sure, he had to come on. Gavi, Eric Garcia, Frankie de Jong comes off. Pedri comes off because, Pedri is always got to be hesitant to take Pedri off because, he brings a lot of control for Barcelona, especially in the midfield. But again, looks so gassed. Frankie towards the end of the second half was a little bit shaky, so he had to come off as well. Eric Garcia and Gavi came in spectacular. They were defending perfectly. They were, just perfect coming on because they were the presence that we needed to, recover balls when we lost them. That presence we needed to, be a little bit more secure with the ball rather than just completely giving it away, because we know those two players like to play more secure when having the ball. They don't want to take too many risks. So, yeah, they came in amazing. Eric Garcia, I think, made perfect tackles against Mbappe. He was great. I'm trying to think everyone else who came on. I think that's pretty much it who came on our end. From Madrid's end, we already talked about Arda Güler, Luka Modric, and Endrick, Mbappe. The first substitute was obviously fucking Fran Garcia for Ferland after he came off injured in 8 minutes in. But yeah, we could say that both team subs definitely had a great impact into this game. Like, definitely had a great impact. But yeah, extra time comes in. Barcelona, I think, were a little bit better. They were a little bit more control of the ball for sure. And again, out of nowhere, Luka Modric makes a good pass to Brahim. Brahim comes in for Madrid too. He makes a good pass for Brahim, but Brahim, I don't know what he was thinking. He's just like, well, I'll wait for the ball to come to me. He fell asleep. Jules Koundé takes advantage, comes in out of nowhere, gets the ball, and slots it in bottom left. Unsavable for Thibaut Courtois, because he just hit it so perfectly into the corner that it was just so difficult for Thibaut Courtois to stretch himself out enough to get that goal, to get to the ball. It was just not possible. No way, no one would have expected that. I would have never expected any other player to score it, because, oh man, that was just a great goal. Jules Koundé, incredible goal. Like, he just set himself in the history books for Barcelona, because not only is he a defender who scored that goal, but it was the winning goal. Like, that is just incredible. Like, Jules Koundé, incredible goal, and Barcelona in the end get the fucking win, and they are Copa del Rey champions, bro. Oh man, I'm just so happy that we got over the line, because again, like I said in the beginning, it was a stressful match, but an exciting match at the same time, right? Like that, these are the beautiful games that you love to watch as a football fan, Again, for the neutrals, that was definitely a very exciting match to watch. But in the end, Barcelona got the win, a rightfully deserved win as well. I'm trying to remember if anything I'm missing. Let's talk about the individuals really quickly. Chesney in the first half didn't have to do much. Second half, he stepped up. Like, we mean that double save he made for Vinny. Again, in the free kick, he probably could have done better, but besides that, not much he can do. And then the second goal, it was just terrible defending, where, again, not much he can do. But besides that, he was very solid. The back line, Jules Koundé and Gerard Martin. Jules Koundé, I think our fullbacks definitely struggled a little bit. I don't think they were perfect. Jules Koundé struggled a little bit on his side. Gerard Martin, him as well. But at the same time, it wasn't like all the danger came from their ends. But yeah, they were struggling. They're a little bit shaky, and definitely a little bit shaky going forward as well. But, pretty decent match from them too. Center halves. These two, I think 100% deserve the man of the match. Inigo Martinez and Paco Barci. Spectacular match from both of them, bro. These guys are just incredible. Like, this is the duo we would have never even thought of last season, because we all knew the duo that we were all expecting for this season was Araujo and Cubarsí. Obviously, Araujo came into the season with an injury, so we had to replace him with either Eric Garcia or Inigo Martinez. And Hansi Flick chose Inigo Martinez. And what an amazing decision that was, because Inigo Martinez, since the beginning of the season, like that, understood the system and came in perfect for Barcelona. As a leader, as a defender, he has improved massively since joining Barcelona. And again, he proved it last night against Madrid, because the tackles that he made, so much, like, just on the front foot, bro, like, was just so confident. Like, bro, he was showing his leadership, screaming at the players to wake up, come on, do something, come on, don't let them do these things to us. He was just incredible. Like, the tackle that I remember so vividly was the one that he made in Mbappe, where Mbappe had so much space to take advantage of, and Inigo just perfectly makes a tackle. Incredible. But the man of the match goes to Paco Barci. I think he gets the man of the match for this match because he was incredible, bro. He was like the amount of aerial duels that he won. How confident he is as an 18-year-old, boys. He's 18. He's 18. We're talking about Lamine generational talent. This guy's also generational talent, bro. He's 18. He's not Raul Asensio's age, 22. He's 18, bro. And he's stepping up as a Barcelona starter since last year, since 17. Bro, this guy is different. He is different, bro. His distribution, incredible. Maybe the best in Europe. His defending, his confidence, everything about this kid, it just shows world class in these next couple years, bro. I don't understand where this freaks of nature come from, but thankfully they play for Barcelona and come from La Masia because Lamine Yamal, Paco Barci, these are generational talents, and Paco Barci again showed it last night. He was incredible last night. I would give him man of the match. He was sensational. So much credit to them. They were amazing. The midfield, Pedri, Frankie, Dani Olmo. Again, it was definitely a game where the first half they were great. Second half they struggled a bit more. So I would give them a pretty decent match from all three. From the top three, Ferran, Rafinha, Lamine. Rafinha, bad match all over the pitch. Didn't do anything. Didn't offer us much. Just a bad match from Rafinha. I can't lie. He did not impress me at all against Real Madrid. Ferran Torres, pretty solid. Got into some right areas, some right spaces. He could have scored more maybe. But yeah, definitely solid. That one clear chance where he got into the box and just hits it out, bro. It was disappointing, but he had a pretty solid match. And Lamine Yamal, 2 assists in the final, guys. Like I said it in my TikTok. If you guys don't follow me, or my Instagram, I posted a video saying Lamine Yamal posted an Instagram story after all the news about Real Madrid TV and all the news coming out about the other referee situations. Lamine just goes on Instagram on his story and posts, "Silence speaks louder." And I said, whenever he does these things on Instagram, whenever he posts these things on Instagram, that means he's going to step up. That means he's going to perform and do something. And that's exactly what he did. 2 assists in the final and 2 great assists. Because a lot of people saying for the first assist, it was all Pedri. But guys, the fact that he was surrounded by Madrid players, the fact that he was just had so much calmness in that area, in a pressured area on Madrid's end, where they were surrounding him. He just had the calmness to wait, tranquilo, calma, wait for the open player and just set up Pedri perfectly. Come on, that's a great assist. And then the second one, it was another great over the top, great and perfect over the top for Ferran. And then Ferran did the harder work for sure, but it was still an amazing pass from Lamine. He had a great match. Ferran Torres, I already talked about him, so yeah. Yeah, Barcelona, they struggled for sure in a lot of moments in that game, but definitely I think deserved it. I think they were the better team going into this match, and at the end of the match, I would give it to them. Again, from Madrid, I already said Jude Bellingham, Federico Valverde. They were the most outstanding players. But Vinny Jr., Rodrigo, I don't know what is going on with them. I don't know. Tchouaméni had a pretty decent match as well. Made some good tackles. Was definitely his presence was definitely there in the defensive area for Madrid in the midfield. So pretty decent match from him. Rudiger, I would say, also had a decent match. Again, it wasn't a game where either team completely dominated each other. It was a game of 2 halves where Barcelona were more on the front foot in the first half and Madrid woke up more in the second half. But I wouldn't say anyone had a particularly terrible match besides the players I already mentioned, like the Brazilians and some defenders like Fran Garcia. Like that was pretty funny. And that's pretty much it. I can't really tell you anyone else, but yeah, that's really my opinion on the players individually. But yeah, I'm excited. Thankfully, we got the win. Thankfully, Barcelona are champions, and now we're going to with the utmost confidence for this semifinals of the Champions League against Inter Milan, who have now lost 3 games in a row. 3 games in a row, guys. 2 league games and the semifinals of the Copa Italia. So they're going to this game with either confidence in themselves to bounce back or just completely sad and destroyed, and hopefully Barcelona take advantage of that and we beat them. But I think the main problem, if it's ever going to affect us, is eventually is going to be fatigue. But mentally, these players have shown it all season, and they've done it this again against Madrid for this cup final. And I have almost confidence that we will get through to the final of the Champions League. But yeah, let me know in the comments below who you thought was the man of the match, what you thought about the game in general, how you thought about the performance from Barcelona and Madrid's end, and how are you feeling for this semifinal of the Champions League, because that's our next big match on Wednesday. Yeah, let me know all those things down in the comments below. Like, subscribe, favorite, hit the notification bell for every time we upload. Thank you for 200 subscribers. I love you all you lovely people who watch the game with us for the live reaction. You can watch the video right there if you guys haven't seen it. But yeah, I think we had some pretty amazing reactions. As you can tell, my voice is gone, so that's that explains it all right there. But thank you guys for watching. Much love, take care, and I'll see you in the next video whenever that is. Much love and peace.